Okay, hello everyone, welcome to this video. I wanted to quickly go over the K-2 again, but this time with a more dedicated setup to capture the essence of the K-2 the best as possible. Yesterday I had some troubles with the camera and what was it? No, was Friday? I don't know. I don't remember. For me, I'm so often in the studio. It's like for me every day is the same. So anyway, let's just go over the wave shapes real quick. And you got an oscilloscope up there and also a spectrum analyzer, so you can see also what you hear or what you should hear. Yeah, just let's go. So I just have a sustain envelope here. Everything else is turned down. Pitch is at the center position on the master tune. Sawtooth wave, and I start at 0 with the filter 2. And let's go. So let's check out the triangle. This was the sawtooth. And it's a very round shape. For triangle at least. Now the pulse width also can be controlled here on the first oscillator. On the second you don't get that. Yeah, let's just see how it looks. Right, and then there's of course noise, and I find it to sound really aggressive. Yeah, something about it, I don't know. So let's check out the second oscillator. On the second oscillator you only have the sawtooth, the pulse, and a narrow version of the pulse, maybe like 25%, and the other one is 50. So let's mix that. Yeah, sounds and looks like the one of the first oscillator. We can hear them both together. Okay, now the second shape on the second oscillator is the pulse with 50%. Yeah, also looks like the one on the first oscillator, and now a more narrow version. Oh, that's very wide. Okay, or close, whatever you want to look at it. Okay, so then let's mix some. Let's bring in the second oscillator, turn on the cutoff, and let's do a sawtooth with a triangle. Okay, triangle and square. And the more narrow version. Okay, And then we got ring. Let's just going through the octaves. Now let's switch to sawtooth here. Okay. Now we got a square ring. Okay, I'm officially in love with this sound. Okay, then of course noise, we don't go there. Now, I think this wraps up the oscillator section for now. We don't need to go over the different pitches, though I'm sure there's sweet spots, loads of sweet spots in all directions here. So let's go over the filter, because we got two of those, actually four, well, two versions, the high pass and the low pass, with an old variant that is more noisy and a later revision of the same filter. And yeah, we can choose between them. So let's start with everything at 0 with just a sawtooth. Let's make sure nothing is interfering. Okay. Let's bring that up. And a start with 0 peak. And right away we can hear that even though it's fully closed, we already get sound. This filter 2 now. Let's go to 50%. 25, there's really not much going on down there. We can clearly see the added harmonics at the top of the sawtooth. As I bring in and out the peak. Okay, now 75%. And 100, but I won't go all the way, of course, because I don't have a limiter and I don't want to blow anything up. But right away, as I said, it doesn't fully close, and you can see by oscilloscope the amount of low end that's already pumping through from the maximum peak here. Yeah, let's stop there. Okay, now let's compare this to filter 1, or no, let's just activate it and just check out the spectrum. Comparing 1 and 2. Okay, and now let's so it seems like to be just there. It's not like it's affected by the frequency. Okay, let's go straight up to 50% resonance. And also what is interesting, check out the waveform, the wave shape, as I switch between filter 1 and 2. So it's flipping it upside down. So when I'm adding peak, you can see the harmonics being added at the bottom. Sorry for the spike there, but just had to explore the wave shape. Okay, so that's one of the main differences. Now at maximum peak and the lower register, there's a lot going on in comparison to filter 2. So let's just to recap filter 2 and now filter 1. Filter 2 and 1. Okay. So yeah, there seems to be differences in the lower frequencies and the higher frequencies of the filter when combined with a high resonance. There are some distinct characteristics that you won't get in the other, and vice versa. And of course, what's super omnipresent is the noise carpet that is added on top. I would like to know if it's possible to have the same kind of nuances in the filtering without this noise floor. Like, is it required for it to sound like that, or is it just added to sound like the original in a emulation type of way? So that would be interesting. I mean, because for me it sounds like, because it isn't affected when we now here at 0 peak, and we just enable this, and you use the cutoff, the noise isn't seemingly not part of this. It's behind the filter, not before the filter. So it's just added on top for no reason, in my opinion. Well, that's just an observation right now. I think it's okay because it is what it is. I like both, and there are certain characteristics about it that makes it interesting to have this kind of noise, because you can use the filter after that and then filter itself or use the high pass or whatever. Speaking of the high pass, let's check it out with some resonance. Now we are filter 2. no peak. And let's just make it all the way a bit more quiet. Let's add some peak. $75. Yeah, 100. Just like on the low pass, I just noticed that when you have a peak on maximum around the number 4, there is some audible shift in tonality. It's going through some phases, and you more increase the frequency, the faster it gets, obviously. Okay, I'm not going all the way with high resonance, just to save your ears. All right, now let's go over the other features real quick. Yesterday I explained the second envelope, but I explained it wrong. My apologies there. It's not adding any value that you put here to the target. It's actually doing the opposite. It's subtracting and using that as a starting point. What I mean by that, when we listen to this note, this is the current baseline. This is the setting we have, with according to the pitch and everything. Now, when we put this on 5, the envelope here, the amount, it is used as the negative amount of what it's currently set at, and will take this amount of time to reach the actual pitch. So now we are at the baseline again. When I take off the envelope, here it's the same sound. So again. Okay, so you can also hear that better when I increase it to 10, and then it will start even lower and then go to the normal pitch. And of course, when you use the release, it will go in a different direction. So it starts as a subtracted amount, goes to the correct amount, and now release will tip it over. So it will then start subtracting again. Yeah, and what you see me quickly editing there while I was holding down the note was I was adding some hold time at the end, so you can hear the effect, because this won't be heard if the second oscillator, second envelope closes the VCA. So okay. That's the second envelope and what it does. Well, this modulation, and of course you can use it elsewhere, not just for pitch. That's just how it's wired internally by default. Then we got the LFO, and we can demonstrate that best on the cutoff frequency, of course. and you have various shapes to choose from. By default, it seems to be a sawtooth, triangle, and in reversed a sawtooth. And I guess you have to use a patch cable over here where you can see those shapes listed, and use that instead to take the second shape that is then a sawtooth. So you can choose if you want to use that or the other. I think you gotta put this there and that there. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, other way. I have to increase this one. So just like pulse width, for example, when we look here, I'm gonna take that off. You can see how that closes and goes to 50%. So the same is here then with the LFO. Though on this one it doesn't fully close, but it just goes narrow to this side or narrow to that side. Okay, that's pretty much about it here. Hold time I explained yesterday, but just go over real quick. Hold time is a variation, I think, of the release time. Release time is fading the sound out over time as soon as you lift the finger, and with the hold time and you lift the finger, it holds the sustain for a certain amount of time and then goes into the release phase. Let's quickly demonstrate that. So now it's just sustain. Now it's with release. You can see here when I lift the finger, the light goes off. Now when we add hold time, yeah, so it goes in a sustain. I lift the finger, hold time, release time. So that's the special thing about this envelope. So I guess I can wrap it up here. 23 minutes is, I guess, enough to cover this synthesizer. Yeah, about build quality, everything feels sturdy. When I try to get any movement here, I can see already my monitor starts shaking, who's sitting on a monitor arm. So I rather shake my entire table than getting any type of play on these. They're really have a good feel to them, really good play. They're really stiff and everything, and yeah, you really have the feeling that you are in control and you can really get to all those nice sweet spots that we just explored. Yeah, and those click knobs here, I click encoders, or what it's called, I don't know. They have also a very satisfying feel to them. And I think these are the best ones that I've seen from them so far. Yeah, other than that, connectivity, you got a little trigger here that I haven't covered yesterday. It's basically an on and off gate thing, and you can use that wherever you like. For example, to trigger an envelope or an LFO, or just any gate in general. It's a pretty cool feature. For example, to kick in and out a certain type of modulation. Yeah, and you got a headphone out that is just to a mono, of course, and then you got another main out here with 3.5 mil, or what is it, quarter inch. Yeah, that you can use, or you can use the output at the back of where you have your standard TRS or TS. Then there's pins for the dip switches for for the MIDI channel. Then you got the through output to daisy chain other MIDI devices. Then you got the USB output and of course power brick and on-off switch. Yeah, and that pretty much covers the K2 so far as I'm concerned now. Rest is just patching it up and having fun. And yeah, I hope you will have some fun with this machine. And other than that, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, and see you in the next one. Bye.